Last night on MasterChef Australia.
We start with a super invention test.
With a twist that threw everyone.
What?
Favourite ingredients swapped.
No!
Some never recovered.
That's strangely unpleasant.
And Danny, Elie and Jay put themselves in the firing line. Tonight, one of them will be going home.
I think this is going to take you out of your comfort zone.
When guest chef Dan Hong sets a test no one will forget.
You guys ready to see this dish? You're gonna have to master this dish perfectly.
10 seconds to go.
Oh my God, I've got to get this in the oven.
I'm all over the place at the moment. I would love to be able to stop that clock.
Dan, I think you truly stitched them up on this one.
Yesterday, we faced the Super Spanish Invention test. Unfortunately, myself, Danny and Elie came up with the 3 least impressive dishes that finds us in an elimination today. Being my second shot at MasterChef, I didn't expect to be in an elimination this early. In my current career, I've worked really hard and I've succeeded. I now want to turn that into a cooking-based career and become a chef. I'm trying to block out the idea of going home today. I'm going to do whatever it takes to pull through and get back here.
This morning, waking up, I feel just so incredibly nervous. Packing my bags again for the 3rd time is so frustrating. And if I went home today, I'd be really disappointed in what I've put up so far. I'm just going to walk into the kitchen and cook my hardest. Yesterday was an awful day for me.
Danny, what can I say? Disaster.
Having a career in the food industry would change my life. My food dream is to open my own Asian grocer and snack bar.
Yesterday, I was so messy, I was unfocused, I was disorganised. Today, I need to turn that around and be clear-headed or else I'm going to go home.
Good luck. Let's just have fun today and the result's the result. We'll be right. Let's go. We all want to be here and we all want to win. But I know that one of us will be going home. Deep down, I probably want to be here more than anybody.
Looking up from the balcony and seeing everybody else safe, it makes me want to be up there. It could be the last time I ever walk into the MasterChef kitchen, and that's not a nice feeling.
Welcome back to the MasterChef arena. And what we've got before us is 3 black knights, hopefully ready to do battle. You'll all face a pressure test, and that means that you're all just 1 dish away from possibly losing your MasterChef dream.
Your future here depends on 1 dish. You'll be working with flavors and ideas that are outside of their normal context. Your pressure test dish today has been created by one of Australia's hippest chefs. And he's also now the head chef of the incredibly hot Miss G's in Potts Point. Please welcome, carrying the dish that you will have to recreate today, Dan Hong.
I'm so excited that Dan Hong's in the kitchen today. I've been reading so much about Miss G's. I can't wait to go there.
Get excited. I mean, I know this guy does some wacky things. As long as it's not a dessert, that'd be fantastic.
You guys ready to see this dish?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna have to master this dish perfectly.
I'm hoping that it is actually an Asian dish and it's not some far-out burger and fries or something like that.
The dish you're cooking today is pandan chiffon cake with palm sugar and black sesame ice cream.
Yeah, it's a dessert. Fantastic.
Step forward and take a closer look at this dish.
Looking at the plate, I see that there's an ice cream there and I've cooked that. I can see that there is a cake and I have cooked sponges before.
The first pressure point is definitely this pandan sponge. You've got to make sure it's nice and light and airy. The second pressure point is the coconut praline. You've got to make sure the caramel doesn't burn, otherwise it's going to go black and it won't be usable. The third pressure point is the black sesame ice cream. You've got to get the right consistency on the anglaise, and if it's not at the right consistency, you'll get a runny slush like milkshake, and you definitely don't want that. The fourth pressure point is the coconut tapioca sauce. You don't want to overcook it because it could turn to mush. So why don't you guys dig in? Make sure you get a bit of everything.
The dish tastes absolutely incredible. The cake is really light and fluffy, and then the ice cream with the coconut praline, it's honestly like a mouth explosion. It's so good, and I can't wait to cook it.
Guys, you need just one last thing before you do this. Obviously, my recipe. So here you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, what a fascinating challenge. I think this is going to take you out of your comfort zone. Read that recipe very carefully and put your best foot forward. Now, you need to nail this because Dan Hong is going to be here tasting and judging your dish. So you know you've got to get this thing spot on. Otherwise, Dan will pick it up.
I know that Danny and I are very happy to see this dish. Jay, however, is freaking out.
Probably doesn't get any worse than that for me, but I really need to get in there today and just do it.
You have 90 minutes to reproduce that beautiful dish by Dan Hong. And your time starts now.
The three competitors today have 90 minutes to reproduce Dan Hong's pandan chiffon cake with black sesame ice cream.
All it takes is one little stuff up and you're going home.
You're only as good as the last dish that you ever cook. It's anyone's game.
I think the most important thing for me today is get the right mindset. Forget that it's a dessert. Just follow that recipe like a roadmap. I'm starting the ice cream first because it needs to be chilled, it needs to be cold. There's two parts to the sesame seeds. One, you need to extract enough flavour by roasting them. And two, you need to grind them up to a consistency that is palatable. I haven't cooked these things before, but I'm going to certainly give it my best shot.
I'm just getting my ice cream on. I'm feeling good today because it's a dessert. I like cooking desserts.
You firstly have to whisk the egg yolks with the sugar until it's really thick and pale. I know that sesame seeds are done when I can smell the aroma coming out of them.
Yeah, remember you need to grind them. Just gonna throw them in whole. Whoops. Kate's up there helping me. She said she was gonna yell at me if I did anything wrong.
I don't think 90 minutes is gonna be enough. There's so much to do.
I've made ice cream quite a few times before. I invested in an ice cream machine last year and it has been a really fun toy to play with. The first thing I do is melt the water, the glucose and the palm sugar down until it's boiling, and then I add the milk and cream and deglaze the pan. I then add the sesame seeds and pour that into the egg yolk mixture.
Now get it over the ice. Keep whisking, Dan. Yep, good work. Now just spend some time cooling that right down.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hang on a second, I haven't even thickened it into a custard yet.
Missed a step.
Put it back in the saucepan.
Yeah, I know.
But just keep whisking it. It's not gonna hurt it. Don't let it sit there, that's all.
They all told me to put it on ice and I just listened to them. Even though, like, that's the wrong thing to do.
Dan, remember that when it comes off the heat, those
Sorry,
pop-
I'm just getting confused.
I know how to make an ice cream. Incessant advice from the balcony is just putting me off completely.
And quite a low heat, babe.
Shut up. I just need to believe in myself and my abilities and not rely on someone else telling me what to do.
The recipe asked for the egg mixture to be whisked. For some reason, I didn't think to use the machine.
Jay, how you going, mate?
Oh, good, mate. Just measuring out everything for the ice cream to start with.
You made ice cream before?
Nope.
It's all about confidence, mate. As long as you get the measurements right, you're pretty much 75% there. Good luck, mate.
The next line said combine cream and milk.
Jay,
Oh.
you weren't meant to add the milk and the cream with the egg yolks yet. Reread that.
I just assumed that it was combine it with the egg mixture.
So you've got time, mate, relax. Get your caramel on, then you have time to split your eggs again.
Yeah.
Is it recoverable? Can you use this to make your ice cream?
I don't know. I've never made ice cream, so I don't even know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong.
Right. You're feeling out of sorts, right? Because the girls are pretty comfortable, and you can feel that, right? You've got to block it out and use some of that J determination just to drive through. Jay, you're all right.
Yeah.
All right? Just focus, mate, all right?
The problem with this challenge is that if I fall behind, I'm not going to be able to catch up.
Guys, you've got a long way to go. You've got 1 hour left.
Come on!
With 1 hour to go, my ice cream is finally on the churner. It needs about 40 minutes to churn properly.
Now I'm gonna get started on my cake. Yeah, she's going really well.
It's just that the cake's got to cook for 40 minutes. And you need to cool it down before you cut it. I'm just hoping that there is enough time for it to cook.
How much flour? 130 grams.
The water, is there a bucket in there?
Yeah, there's bucket. And you have your salt solution in it. Yes, Mum.
I know that the others on the balcony are only meaning well and are trying to help me out.
We just do it because we love you. Yay!
To make the chiffon cake, it's really important to multitask. With the egg whites, I add in sugar to make a meringue. With the egg yolk mixture, I add the sugar until it's light and fluffy. And then I add the pandan essence, which I've mixed with hot water. Then combine the egg whites into the sponge really softly with a metal spoon to ensure that we get a really nice, light, fluffy chiffon cake.
Guys, you are halfway through, 45 minutes to go. Do not let the stress get the better of you. Come on.
I'm frantic because my cake is still not in the oven. Gotta get to the oven, like right now. It takes about 45 minutes to cook, and you need to cool it down before you cut it. I'm just hoping that there is enough time for it to cook.
And how hard is that chiffon cake? Are there any little techniques or things that they may slip up on?
The most important thing is to really incorporate the air into the egg whites, get some really stiff, firm peaks.
Yep.
Because as we fold it through the egg yolks, it's going to lose that air, and we really want to keep that airiness in the cake.
As I'm spooning the sponge into the baking tray, it doesn't seem like I've mixed it enough.
Don't overdo it.
Sorry, it's not really that well combined.
I'm really worried about Dani. If she whips that cake mix any harder, it's going to end up flat and dense. If she doesn't do a great sponge, she's never going to live it down.
45 minutes to go, still mixing ingredients for the sponge.
Jay, what's going on?
No, I'm not sure.
Are you under control?
No, not even close.
Okay, man. Good luck.
We're just under 40 minutes to go. I'm running out of time. I won't get it on the plate.
If Jay can't pull this together, it's all over for him and he's heading home.
Oh, I might as well give up.
Hey.
I can't make the cake.
Jay,
don't give up, mate.
Oh.
Jay, Elie and Dani have 90 minutes to produce Dan Hong's beautiful dessert. Whoever doesn't do the best is going home.
We're just under 40 minutes to go. I still haven't got the cake in the oven. I really need to just reassess what I need to get done before this time's up.
Fold the egg whites into this now, yeah? You want to swirl the bowl and just cut through it.
I need to get those egg whites, fold them into the mixture carefully without taking any air out.
Yeah, stop. Stop. Fold it in.
No.
Around and cut through the middle.
Come up through the middle from under with the spoon pointing up.
The key to a perfect sponge is getting that light, fluffy texture. The cooking time was only a guideline as well. If I just whoosh these in there, I'm going to end up with a bad cake. And to be honest, I'd rather it be slightly undercooked and fluffy. It only needs 2 little pieces out of that whole big cake.
With 38 minutes to go, I'm only just getting my cake into the oven and it needs 40 to 45 minutes to cook. I decide that I'm going to take a risk and increase the temperature by 5 degrees.
I'm going to keep an eye on it, see how it goes, put it back to 170 if I think it's cooking too fast.
Gentle. Don't knock the bowl, don't tap the bowl, just nice and gently.
I think I've got it right. It looks airy, it looks nice, it looks the same colour.
So just put that in the oven.
Okay. Love to be able to stop that clock. An extra 10 minutes at the moment would be fantastic.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You've got 30 minutes to go.
I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm doing the coconut tapioca and getting my sugar syrup on for the praline. So, yeah. Okay, how much tapioca? 1/4 cup. Okay, but I don't have anything to stir it with.
I've never actually cooked tapioca before, but I've eaten it heaps of times, and I know that it turns really quickly. It becomes like this gludge grossness.
Reduce to a medium heat.
Hopefully I'm not going to overcook it.
Wow, focus, Dani.
Wow.
I love it. Have a look at you.
Thanks.
Cake's in the oven?
Cake's in the oven.
Ice cream's on?
Ice cream's on.
And you're cleaning down?
Yeah, I'm starting my next steps with a clear bench and a clear frame of mind.
Who are you? Who are you? Are you the right person? Are you Danny? Is it Danny? Yeah, it's Danny.
I feel a million times better. Having a clean bench, it really helps you cook so much better.
Keep going for it.
Yep.
Yeah? Don't give up.
Not going to.
Good girl.
25 minutes to go. My bench looks like a war zone. I'm really not sure whether this dish is going to get to the plate.
I'm all over the place at the moment.
Mate, your water's boiling, so you can put that tapioca in now.
Jay, at the best of times, isn't a great recipe reader. He's a very freestyle cook and cooks with feel and taste, which is great, except when you're cooking desserts.
So I have to toast the coconut. That's not toast.
Even in my head, I can't get these elements together, let alone actually physically put them on a plate.
I need to put this in the blast chiller to freeze up a bit. Okay.
Put a piece of glad wrap over the top.
Why?
So it's
fine.
Okay.
What stage are our 3 valiant contestants up to?
It looks like they're all up to their coconut praline stage. So I add the coconut to that, and then I'll pour it onto that tray, yeah?
Over the top of the toasted coconut.
What's the real danger here?
Well, the real danger is to not burn the caramel.
15 minutes to go, and I've been so pedantic about chopping the kaffir lime leaves that I've forgotten about the caramel. There's smoke coming from my praline.
Does it taste good, Elle? Hope so. It's a little more dark than I wanted.
Little bits of black in there, and I think it tastes a little bit burnt.
A burnt praline will throw off all that hard work you could have done in your chef.
It would ruin the whole dish, to be honest.
I've made praline heaps of times, and the one time I needed to get right, I stuffed it up on a pressure test.
The question is, are you going to please the man from Miss G's? You have 10 minutes to go.
Come on, guys. Let's go, Jay.
I checked my cake, and it's enormous.
Cake's like that big.
It's good, mate. It'll drop down. That's what you want.
I'm happy with my praline. It may have gone maybe one shade darker, but I'd rather it be this than burnt.
All right. Is there anything else I do to that? Just let it sit.
Let it go.
Okay.
I can knock these other elements out quickly. I might just catch up.
Put the ice cream in the blast chiller now.
I'm most worried about the tapioca because it is a little bit unfamiliar to me. I don't have time to repeat that step.
Not yet.
Getting it right is really important.
Is this right?
Yeah, that's fine.
With only 8 minutes to go, I open up the oven to check on the cake.
Is it set in the middle?
It's not too bad.
Just touch it, Danny. I'll spring back up if it's cooked.
No, it's got like a meringue top.
Okay,
so
no, close the oven.
So I decided to shut the oven, crank up the heat, and give it a few more minutes to hopefully firm it up a bit more.
Let's do 185 for a few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I decided to pull my tapioca off the stove. When I drain it out of the pot, it feels a bit gluggy. I've never cooked it before, so I'm not actually sure.
Does that look good? And when it's cool, you just add 2 tablespoons to that coconut syrup over there.
I'm just hoping it's not overcooked.
This is where the pressure test comes into play. You've got 5 minutes to go.
I'm really pushing it now as far as getting this to the plate. I still haven't got all the elements done.
Clean an area and just get your head around how you're going to plate it up.
Plating up is certainly my strength. I start preparing the garnishes for the dish, so the diced strawberries as well as the lime leaves.
Dan told us it takes 4 minutes to plate this dessert. You've got 4 minutes to go. Time to boom, boom, shake the room.
There's 4 minutes left on the clock. And I finally get the cake out of the oven. just hoping it turns out. I'm thinking it's cooked.
How do I cut it? Okay, fast.
Get the cake out.
Take it out.
When I take the cake out of the oven and I cut through it, it looks like it's cooked properly. As I've only got a few minutes to go, I need to cut it regardless of the temperature of the cake.
To be cooking my first sponge to save my spot in the MasterChef kitchen, I've really got my fingers crossed that this cake's going to look right.
Mate, that looks beautiful. Good boy.
You danced to the wire. I've got 1 minute to go.
Oh my God.
Final touches, 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your time's up. Tools down.
Nice work.
Good work, Elie.
Right, guys.
That was a fabulous challenge. First time we've had an Asian dessert as a pressure test. Dan, I think you truly stitched them up on this one. This was a difficult one. And let's get them into taste.
This could be the last dish that I cook in the MasterChef kitchen. I know that I've burnt my praline. Just don't want to go out on dessert.
Ellie, does it get any easier? Third time round?
It does get a little bit easier. You get used to the pressure.
Well, Ellie, the proof is in the pudding. It's time for us to taste. Thank you.
Well, two beautifully evenly cut pieces of pandan chiffon cake. And I really like the colour of that praline. What do you think, Dan?
The praline looks a little dark. It might be a little burnt.
Yeah, but Dan, often pleasure lies on the edge of darkness.
That's right.
Ooh. How good is that praline?
Oh,
It's awesome.
makes the dish for me. That's beautiful.
Yeah, but what about that ice cream?
The ice cream is great too. I can really taste not only the black sesame, but also the that palm sugar flavour that's coming through. The cake is, if you look at mine, it's a little dense. She didn't incorporate enough air into the cake.
A big letdown is that tapioca. It's undercooked. It's sticking to the top of my palate. You can't digest it.
Let's see how Danny compares.
The element I'm most worried about is definitely the tapioca. I know that it's just not right.
There's a different Danny standing in front of us today than the Danny that cooked in the kitchen yesterday. What's going on?
Yesterday was absolutely appalling. It was the worst that I've performed. I was really upset with myself, and last night I had to talk to myself. I need to focus if I'm going to go any further in this competition.
Lipstick's not on anymore.
No, I took my lipstick off. It's probably not necessary.
Is it serious, Danny, now? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
I'm serious about this competition.
Good girl. Do you think this dish is going to keep you in the competition?
I think it will. I mean, looking at Jay and Elie's dish, it's really hard to tell without tasting it. But I've tasted my dish and I'm happy with the flavours, so I think it's enough.
Thank you, Dan.
Look, I think once again, good job. I like the colour of the cake. I think she's cut it really well. She was ahead of the game. I think the praline is going to be the letdown. Only one way to find out, George.
To taste.
That's it.
She could have the best ice cream out of the lot, I think.
Oh, yeah. Huh. That is standout. And strangely, even though I like bitter caramels, I love that toasty coconut. I think it really shines through. It's a different kind of sugar, different kind of praline than the one that you used, but still, I like it. I think it goes with that pandan cake, which is exceptionally light, beautifully green. I think she's done a good job.
Well, in summary, I think Danny's probably nailed the flavours of this dish.
Yeah.
There's some standout elements like the ice cream, but that tapioca is a real problem. And could it be bad enough to send her home?
I don't know if she can be forgiven for this tapioca. I mean, there's undercooked tapioca and then there's, like, chalk.
Walking up today and putting the future of my MasterChef experience in front of the judges is really daunting. This dish is either going to send me home or redefine where I'm at in the competition.
So, Jay, what is it about desserts that scares you?
You know, I have a passion for savoury food. I don't have that same drive for desserts, so it's something that I haven't practiced a lot of.
Well, Jay, it's time to see if this tastes as good as it looks. Thank you.
Cheers.
Dan, this is your dish. What do you think of the presentation?
I think it's not too bad. I think the cutting of the cake is not on point, but I'm just impressed that he actually put all elements on the plate and got it done in time.
Let's taste.
Fantastic.
I think the chiffon cake's great. The colour's all there, it's nice and light.
You get a nice sort of sense of that pandan. It's nice and sweet. Where I think he's gone wrong is that coconut praline.
I think that ice cream's too salty. I don't think it's got enough sesame flavour. I think the praline, it tastes like demerara sugar.
Look, great cake, some nice little touches, but to be honest, are they good enough to override that bad praline?
One of the three of you could be Australia's next MasterChef. But for one of you, the dream's about to end. What I want to know is which one of you thinks they've done a good enough job to be safe.
All three of us.
Why?
I think I really improved my performance in the kitchen today, and hopefully I think that's reflected in the food that I made.
Elie?
Yeah, I think I've done enough to stay today. I felt calm working under pressure and I thought I gave it my best shot.
Well, Danny thinks she's safe. Elie thinks she's safe. Does that mean you're going home, Jay?
No, I actually think I'm safe. I was under a lot of pressure. It was the hardest thing that I've ever had to cook, and I really feel like I pulled it together. I know it's going to be splitting hairs between the three dishes, and just hope that I'm on the lucky side of that.
Danny, how much have you changed coming into this competition?
I've changed a lot. I think I came into the competition a lot more confident and cooked with joy. The last week has been cooking with fear, and it's shown in my food.
Where's the fear from?
Probably just looking at other people's dishes and then just getting scared, which is not part of who I am. I've always just focused on what I want to do, and being scared to cook, I just don't want to feel like that again.
Jay, have you experienced a lack of confidence in this competition at any time?
Yesterday, looking at those ingredients, they just weren't things that gelled in my head. That was the first time that I hadn't felt that I could win a challenge.
How far do you think you've come since applying in Series 1?
I think I've shown that I've come a long way. And I think I can go a lot further.
Ali, is your age a disadvantage in this competition?
Yeah. That's, all right. Being around people who've cooked for their whole life and people who've gone overseas and travelled, and I think that's probably played on my confidence a little bit.
Last season, Callum, who was the youngest contestant, made it to the top 2, and Ali, if you believe in yourself a bit more, I think you can make it too.
Okay.
Elie, your praline was beautiful. I see you're surprised by that. The perfect praline is just on the edge of burnt. It gives bitterness that cuts against the sugar in the rest of the dish. It was perfect. But your chiffon cake was too dense. Your tapioca was undercooked. Jay, your chiffon cake was beautifully light and had the perfect amount of pandan. However, your praline was very blonde, your ice cream was a letdown, and your plating was a little clumsy. Danny, you had the best and the worst. You had the best ice cream. Your tapioca was terrible.
Yeah.
Overall, though, you nailed the flavors of that dish. The toastiness of the coconut, the black sesame, the lime leaf, all delivered great flavor hits that were true to Dan's dish. Danny, you're safe, you're still in the competition. Danny, that undercooked tapioca was a small flaw in a fantastic dish today. It was great to see, and that way of cooking is the way that will take you through to the very last weeks. So keep doing it. It was great stuff to see, Danny. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Elie, Jay, it comes down to the 2 of you, and it comes down to the dish that you cooked today.
It's really tough to fall from where I was a week ago to clinching to my last chance to stay in the kitchen. It's pretty hard to take.
Elie, Jay, it comes down to the 2 of you, and it comes down to the dish that you cooked today. Elie, you're safe. You're still in the competition. Jay, it's time for you to leave the MasterChef kitchen. Jay, that was a really tough decision on our part. And we know how much this competition means to you. We really do.
I don't know what to say.
You've been a tough competitor all the way through, and we know you want this thing, you know. We know that you love love cooking. You're going to keep going even though you're not here at MasterChef?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this was just a stepping stone, and how big that stepping stone was going to be just depended on how far I went. I know there's opportunities out there. It's all food from here.
I'm just curious, Jay, like, what feeling do you get when you cook?
Oh, I get a real buzz. I can work 10 or 12 hours in the office and come home and spend 6 hours in the kitchen without a problem. I just get a new lease of life as soon as I turn the stove on.
Jay, there's no doubt you've cooked some of the best food we've seen in any series of MasterChef, so it's really hard to see you go today. The great thing about you, Jay, is every time we see you, you've jumped a kind of couple of levels up in terms of your cooking. Your plating again is beautiful. You're doing a really nice job, mate. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Jay, that's a restaurant quality dish. Pretty near perfect. What happened is you found yourself cooking in an area that you were not comfortable with. Given that, you did an amazing job to get as far as you did and as close as you did to these two.
Well, Jay, this is a sad day for us to see you go. There's no doubt about it. We're going to miss you. There's one thing that we'll never forget, your resilience. If there's anyone that I think can actually make it as a chef, it's you. Good luck. Unfortunately, this is your time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
Thank you.
Good luck, Jay.
Thank you.
As far as the MasterChef experience goes, it's been phenomenal. I've done things that I would never get to do. I've been to places that I've never been and probably would never go to. These are memories that I'll be able to take with me forever.
Sitting around the living room waiting to see who comes in, I'm really nervous. Jay and I sort of Tweedledum and Tweedledee the house, and it's not going to be much fun being Tweedledee without Tweedledum. I don't want to see him not walk out of the elevator.
My heart says that Elie will come home. My head says that Jay can't leave. When I see Elie, I am thrilled. I feel joy for Danny, but I'm really shocked that Jay has gone.
Well, I think we should all have a drink and a toast to a great mate.
I'm definitely shocked. I mean, it was only a week ago Jay and I were standing in front of the judges cooking, you know, the two best dishes in Margaret River, and he's no longer with us, I guess. His competition's over and I'm gutted.
Can't wait to get home and see my wife. I mean, it's been such a long time.
I think MasterChef is really just the stepping stone that I'm going to take into the next leg of my life, which will be cooking. I would have liked to have gone further, but I think that I've probably gone far enough and learnt enough that I know this is what I want to do, and I can actually get out there now and get some proper training with chefs and really take it seriously. I'm really proud of myself for getting to where I've got to. I just need a bit of training, and I think I'll make it.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia, Danielle takes on one of Europe's premier chefs.
The remarkable Torsten Schmidt.
Winning this one could be a game changer.
I feel like that immunity pin is so close.
And she's got a big advantage.
Torsten, how often do you eat Thai food in Denmark?
Never.
The ingredients may be mysterious, but this canny Dane will do whatever it takes to win.
Torsten is so cheeky.
And the judges should be wary. Someone didn't stick to the recipe.
Oh.
Elimination.